Welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. This episode will be a little short, but it's important nonetheless. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is the use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips a balance of paper. Fair use. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming in. I'll make sure to put trigger warning down here as well. Please say hello. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share. I'd like to start off with something that I had written. A little motivational, I hope. Abuse affects our lives in so many ways. What do we do when we're too scared to tell? When we have trusted someone and they did not help. Sometimes someone asks, what did you do to get punished this way? Abuse is abuse. Abuse is not punishment. Abuse is torture, crippling, and debilitating. What advice would you give others to help them through the horrendous memories? Are you there for the person, or are you part of the knife in your friend or relative's back since you may have turned a blind eye to it? Are you claiming to advocate against abuse but condemn the people who tell and share their stories? Do you want to be part of the solution or part of the problem? Let's stand united and discuss ways in which we may help others. What ways have helped you in your healing journey? Are you in a constant battle fighting the negative forces within? Stop. Let's encourage one another. Are you an officer in the judicial system not doing your job to help the victim? That means you're not doing your duty. Your duty is to serve and protect. How do we open the public's eyes so they can acknowledge and feel the need to help protect the children and our citizens? The children are our future. You matter. Thanks everybody for coming in. I really do appreciate y'all. In Matthew 18, verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, he will drown in the depth of the sea. We need to learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, and plead the case of the widow. These 7 sickos arrested in a child sex sting operation in Decatur, Alabama. You might not be able to see their names up underneath their pictures, but if you look closely, I've got them in order by how their picture is. Underneath it are the names like Miguel, Pedro, Alonzo, 32, Decatur, Alabama. It goes on and on. It's got it in that sequence as the pictures are. Okay? That should help out a little bit more. Without further ado, I got 2 different websites. They might primarily say some of the things, but one has said a little bit different than the other. So let's go over here. Decatur Police charged 7 in child exploitation sting operation. 7 men face charges after Decatur's police undercover home alone operation exposes online predation targeting minors. 7 men face a combined 16 charges following a 10-day undercover operation targeting individuals who prey on children online. The Decatur Police Department announced Monday Operation Home Alone ran from November 25th through to December the 5th, with undercover officers posing as minors across various social media platforms. The multi-unit effort involved the department's Internet Crimes Against Children Unit, Vice Narcotics Unit, Criminal Investigation Division, Patrol Division, and SWAT team. According to police, suspects continued communications with individuals they believed were underage children, ultimately arranging in person meetings for the purpose of engaging in sex acts. When the suspects arrived at the predetermined locations, they were met by law enforcement and taken into custody. During the operation, investigators also received information about an adult male who allegedly filmed a fully nude underage child. Police identified the suspect as Jalen Nunn and obtained warrants for production of child sexual abuse material, also abbreviated CSAM. Nunn was arrested on December the 5th. Suspects arrested. The following individuals were arrested and booked into Morgan County Jail: Miguel, Pedro, Alonzo, 32, Decatur. Human trafficking in the first degree, electronic solicitation of a child, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, held without bond under Anaya's law. You notice there's some that's got bond right here, and they do not need to be giving these people bond. I don't care if it's high or they had trouble getting it or not. I don't believe. But them trying to meet up and have unlawful sex with a child, no. They should not be able to have a bond, in my opinion. Ezequiel Francisco, 20, of Decatur, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, $100,000 bond. Jarett Manard Williams, 33, of Cullman, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, $90,000 bond. Roger Alexander McDaniel, 30, of Cleveland, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, $90,000 bond. Dominique Oneal Strong, age 30, from Union Grove, transmitting obscene material to a child by computer, $50,000 bond. Baltazar Sebastian Cristobal, 42, of Decatur, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, $90,000 bond. Jalen, Jaquan, Nunn. He's the one that did the pornographic actual nudity of a child. 29, a Decatur, 4 counts of production of child sexual abuse material, $240,000 bond. Police said additional individuals failed to appear at arranged meeting times. and the investigation remains ongoing with more charges potentially forthcoming. The Decatur Police Department emphasized its commitment to proactively targeting those who exploit vulnerable children. Officials urged parents to monitor their children's electronic device usage and online communications, encouraging families to discuss internet safety and the dangers of sharing photographs or personal information with strangers online. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Hi there, Carlene. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hi there, Chris. Good to see you as well. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate y'all. So let's go to the next one. It's actually a little bit different, but because we got this that said that extra about that Nunn guy, this will help us look at his pictures a lot better. 7 arrested during child sexual predator sting in Decatur. Put in mind, Decatur, Alabama, Morgan County, Alabama. 7 people were arrested following an undercover operation aimed at targeting child sexual predators, Decatur police said on Monday. And I want to give y'all a little bit of tip. That's one of the places where I was exploited as a kid as well. Decatur, Alabama, Limestone County, Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama, Madison, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, different places. The Home Alone operation began on November 25th and had officers go undercover and pose as minors online across various platforms. Over 10 days, Decatur police said conversations happened with people who thought they were talking with an underage child. According to police, the people planned to meet in person so they could engage in sex acts with a child. 7 people were arrested during the operation, which ended on December the 5th. The 7 people arrested face a total of 16 charges. Those arrested are Miguel, Pedro, Alonzo, 32, from Decatur, Alabama. Charges: human trafficking in the first degree, electronic solicitation of a child, traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act. Here's his picture down below. He is being held with no bond due to an honest law. Here he is, right here, Miguel Pedro Alonzo. He's short. Look at him. He's little. There's 5 foot right here. He's okay. Ezequiel Francisco, age 20, Decatur, Alabama. Charges are traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child. He's currently being held on a $100,000 bond. He's short too. He's even shorter than that other guy a few seconds ago. Ezequiel Francisco. Jarett Maynard Williams, 33, of Cullman, Alabama. Charges traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child. He is currently being held on a $90,000 bond. He's over 6 feet. Jarett Maynard Williams. Roger Alexander McDaniel, 30, of Cleveland, Alabama. Charges traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, is currently being held on a $90,000 bond. So this is Roger Alexander McDaniel. The Dominique Oneal Strong, age 30, of Union Grove, charges transmitting obscene material to a child by computer. He is currently being held on a $50,000 bond. That's what I said. Why give a bond? So he actually sent some bad material to a child online, or thought it was a child. Dominique Oneal Strong. Baltazar Sebastian, Cristobal, 42, Decatur, Alabama. Charges traveling to meet a child for an unlawful sex act, electronic solicitation of a child, is currently being held on a $90,000 bond. So that's Baltazar, Sebastian, Cristobal. Jalen, Jaquan, Nunn, age 29, Decatur, Alabama, charges 4 counts of production of child sex abuse material, which, like he said, he had pictures of a young child. Police said Nunn filmed an underage child while the child was fully nude. He is currently being held on $240,000 bond. That's what I'm saying. Why give him bond? He already filmed nudity of a child. Why bond? Riddle me that. Jalen, Jaquan, Nunn. Police said there were additional people who didn't show up at their arraignments. More arrests are possible. Thank y'all so for coming. I wanted to get this little bit of information out there. I say God bless you. Please get the word out. These are sickos. I like what the operation was titled, Home Alone. Kind of makes me giggle a little bit because y'all know the TV program there. I want to thank you so much. God bless you. Be a voice for the voiceless, please.